So, chapter 13 is entitled Five Potent Forms of Devotional Service. So, we have discussed about 64 forms of devotional service, out of which five are most important. What are those? Bhagavad Shravan, Mathura Vas, Archil, Vigraha Seva, है ना, वैष्णव सेवा और हरिनाम संकीर्तन. ये so these five things are most important kinds of devotional service. ऐसा कहते हैं कि if we do one thing also perfectly nicely, then we can become a pure devotee and go back to God. So now we discussed about deity worship, Vigraha Seva. Rupa Goswami has written following words if you still have any desire. So we discussed about the Keshi Ghat, that if you want to advance in spiritual life, then you should not have a lot of attachments, material attachments. So once you have seen Krishna on Keshi Ghat, all your material attachments will be taken away. By force you will be made to advance spiritually. Made to advance spiritually means by force your material possessions will be taken away. Yeah. So if one becomes deeply attached to deities of Krishna, then he will forget his relationship of so-called love, society, and friendship. So that's why we do Mangal Aarti in the morning and we carry the image of the deities throughout the day. We carry the beautiful image in our heart to maintain our Krishna love. Yeah, so that's why for householder, deity worship is very good, very important because it cultivates a feeling of detachment. Because by default, householder is attached. He has family members. He has a lot of facilities of sense gratification. So to cultivate detachment, we should worship the deities morning, evening, and indulge our family members also. Our Guru Maharaj used to say that they used to travel for distributing books. So they asked Prabhupada, how should we worship the deities? So Prabhupada said, books are your deities. You put your book, you put a garland, you worship the book. Book is also like a deity. Bhagavad, book Bhagavata or person Bhagavata, they both are deities. Yeah. So positive taste for deity worship, then you will be saved from kitty party, clubs, cinemas, dancing parties. Otherwise, if there is no taste, then automatically this will you will, yeah, because our soul is Anand Myo Vyasa. So if you don't have spiritual taste by default, it will go towards material taste. So that's why we have to cultivate our spiritual taste, and we have to stay in the association of devotees who have similar spiritual taste. That's why I'm saying that you should do regularly bhajan. If you neglect this, then automatically you will feel lot of dissatisfaction in your heart, lot of heaviness. So it's up to you whether you want to play the school of hard knocks or scholarship school. So I think you have heard this pastime where forgetting the name of the disciple of Prabhupada. Yeah. So one female disciple of Prabhupada asked if Prabhupada is Mahavishnu standing or lying down in this picture. Prabhupada said ki you do fast for 3 days. Then after 3 days I will tell you whether he is lying down or standing. So she went to fast because Prabhupada told her. And it was an Ekadashi day. And after 2 hours, Prabhupada said to her, Ki Mahavishnu is lying down. And now it is up to you. You want to fast for 3 days or you want to accept the words of your spiritual master. So this is basically we accept as it is. If we accept as it is, then all our sufferings are gone. We are saved. We are saved from so much diversion from the right path, so much diversion from the real love which we are anchoring for. So, So let's read from here. So Mathura Mandal. Again, Srila Rupa Goswami has described Mathura Mandal. I remember the Lord standing by the banks of the Yamuna River, so beautiful amidst the Kadam, where many birds are chirping in the gardens. And these impressions are always giving me transcendental realization of beauty and bliss. This feeling about Mathura Mandal and Vrindavan described by Rupa Goswami can actually be felt even by non-devotees. Yeah. So even now you can remember Vrindavan and immediately you can remember the feeling of Mathura Mandal. So it is so beautiful with Kadamba trees, many birds are chirping. And even non-devotees in Necro devotion only it is written that sometimes non-devotees also go to Vrindavan and they experience a high surge of energy. And that is because they have done some past Sukriti. Bhakti Unmukhi Sukriti is there from previous births. That's why they experience a lot of energy, devotion, spiritual energy. The places in the 84 square mile district of Mathura are so beautifully situated on the banks of the river Yamuna that anyone who goes there will never want to return to this material world. These statements by Rupa Goswami are factually real descriptions of Mathura and Vrindavan. All these qualities prove that Mathura and Vrindavan are situated transcendentally. Otherwise, there would be no possibility of transcendental sentiments in these places. So, this heaven of consciousness which takes place in Vrindavan and Mathura, that is the proof that they are transcendentally situated. Such transcendental feelings are aroused immediately and without fail. Yeah. That's why Mathura Vas is one of the five limbs of devotional service, one of the most important limbs. If we are not able to live in Mathura, we can try to cultivate that consciousness of living in Mathura. We can make our place where we are living Mathura, Vrindavan, by installing the deities, by keeping the pictures of Radharaman, Krishna Bhagavan. In these statements about devotional service, sometimes it may appear that the results have been overestimated, but actually there is no overestimation. Some devotees, as revealed scriptures give evidence, have had immediate results by such association, although this is not possible for all. For example, the Kumaras immediately became devotees simply by smelling the incense in the temple. Bilva Mangla Thakur simply heard about Krishna and then immediately gave up his beautiful girlfriend and started out for where he became a perfect Vaishnava. So even when I was having back pain, I went to Vrindavan. I stayed there for 3 months. Everything was fine. So it depends on your realization. Depending on your realization and faith, Krishna and Radharani reciprocates you. So these statements are not overestimations, nor are they stories. They are actual facts. So these are all realities. Only matter what matters is your faith, is your experience. Because maybe I have interacted with Vrindavan in my previous births also. Most probably yes. So they are actual facts that are true for certain devotees and do not necessarily apply to all. These descriptions, even if considered overestimations, must be taken as they are in order to divert our attention from the fleeting material beauty to the eternal beauty of Krishna consciousness. And for a person who is already in contact with Krishna consciousness, the described results are not unusual. Yeah, so these descriptions should be discussed again and again so that our faith in the Dham is increasing. Right? We are glorification of Dham and devotees is equivalent to glorification of Krishna. We are able to experience the Dham. So Bilva Mangla Thakur left his girlfriend to go to Vrindavan. You know? And Kumaras, they became pure devotees just by smelling the tulsi leaves, smelling the incense of the temple. So these are all practical. These are udipans, which awaken our spiritual senses. So the more we discuss about this, the more we become faithful, purified. Nama Krishna, Nama Chintamani, Krishnasya Nama Chintamani, Krishnasya Rasa Vigraha, Purna Shuddho Nityamukto Abhinitvam Nama Namino. Discuss the name, fame, glories, and pastimes of Krishna, then automatically we associate with Krishna. Our senses become purified. Okay. Some scholars argue that simply by following the principles of Varna and Ashrama, one can gradually rise to the perfections reached by practicing devotional service. But this argument is. Lord Chaitanya also condemned this idea while he was talking to Ramananda Roy about the gradual development of devotional service. So Lord Chaitanya asked Ramananda Roy, so what have you ascertained as the essence of spiritual life? Ramananda Roy says, Varnashramacharvata Purushena Parapuman Vishnuraradhyate Nanyo Tattvash Karanam. Ramananda Roy says, one who can follow Varnashrama, he can become totally fixed in spiritual life. Then Lord Chaitanya said, no, it is not necessary. One might be following his Varna and Ashrama, but his attention may be somewhere else. Then Ramananda Roy says, Yat karoshi yadashnasi yad juhoshi dadasi yat tapassasi kaunteya tat kurishvada. So Lord Chaitanya is acting as a student in front of Ramananda Roy. Although Ramananda Roy, so there were three associates of Lord Chaitanya who were very, very dear to him. Ramananda Roy, Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya and Chiki Mahiti. So with Ramananda Roy, he used to do Ram Ram Rameti, Rame Rame Manorame, Sas Nam Tatulyam Ram Nam Varanam. So he used to discuss very, very intimate pastimes with Ramananda Roy and Sarvabhauma Bhattacharya. Even he gave the responsibility of training Raghunath Bhatta Goswami to Sarup Damodar Goswami. So Lord Chaitanya is acting as a student in front of his intimate associate Ramananda Roy. And then he's asking, what have you ascertained as the essence of spiritual life? So after Yat Karoshi Adashnasi, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, he might sacrifice everything. He might do everything for Krishna, but still his attention might be somewhere else. He might have some hidden agenda. Then he said, Sarva Dharman Parityaja Mamikam. Then Lord Chaitanya said, he might be sacrificing, he might be surrendering, but he might be surrendering in his old age when everything is gone. Now I don't have anything, so let everything be taken care of by Krishna. But actually, surrender is not circumstantial. Surrender should be continuous and eternal. So whether you are in old age or young age, you should be surrendered. You should engage your possessions in Krishna's service. Then finally Ramananda Roy uttered the words uttered by Brahma, Lord Brahma. Jnane prayasudpasanamante va jivanti sanmukharitam bhavadiya vartam sthane sthitam shudigatam tanavan manobhe jeprayesho jito api asya lokyam jito api asya lokyam. So this is the famous verse uttered by Lord Brahma. This is the essence of spiritual life. Jnane prayas udpasanamante. So we give up all endeavors to attain knowledge. बैठ जा आराम से बैठ. So this verse says that daily we should hear from the mouth of pure devotees who has realized the absolute truth. So when we hear from them, then everything will happen. Yat Karoshi Adashnasi will happen. Varnashrama also will be able to follow. And Sarva Dharman Parityaja also will happen. Because we will realize the truth as we hear. So that's why hearing is very, very important. If you are able to hear from a pure devotee with a routine, with program, morning, evening, 15 minutes, half an hour, then you can realize the absolute truth. Even we have seen both the Maharaj, Rampad Maharaj, Kratu Maharaj, they put up, as soon as they wake up, they put up Prabhupada lecture. They go to a washroom, they freshen up. Prabhupada lecture is playing. Our Maharaj hears, Prabhupada Maharaj hears at least 3 hours daily Prabhupada. So one time I met him face to face, and we could see that vibration. Like Maharaj is a spiritual personality. That Prabhupada's vibration, which he is hearing, it is actually a spiritual relationship. His spiritual relationship with Prabhupada. That vibration was entering his heart. We could feel it. We could see it when we met Maharaj. So actually, when we meet the pure devotee, how he walks, how he talks, how he uh, conducts his life, his Vaishnava attitude, then our heart gets transformed. That's why I'm requesting all of you to hear Yatra also. So in Bhagavad Gita also the Lord says that one has to give up all other principles of elevation and take simply to the method of Krishna consciousness. That will help one in achieving the highest perfection of life. Last paragraph, Pawan Dhruv, you want to read? Yes. Devarshi. देवर्षि गणाम पितृणाम नयम किंग करो रणीच राजन सर्वात क्या आगे क्या बताओ आगे आगे बताओ So basically one who does devotional service, who has attained Krishna consciousness, he becomes free from all the debts of the society, the family, the demigods, the spiritual master, because he is doing pure devotional service under the bona fide spiritual master. So, but if you have not attained the taste for lotus feet of Krishna, then you have to continue doing your Varna and Ashrama duties. For example, we are here in Pune. है ना? We are not doing anything. So we are able to sustain because we have some taste for devotional service, for going to the temple and trying to maintain the standards. Otherwise, we cannot stay actually without working. So some higher taste should be there. Otherwise, mind will go for a toss. Because ultimately, it's all the question of the mind. Because of the mind only, we are here in this material world. If we are able to give some higher taste to the mind, then we can transition from this stage to the next stage, next spiritually advanced stage. Chalo. So next chapter is devotional qualifications. Some scholars recommend that knowledge and renunciation are important factors for elevating oneself to devotional service. Vasudeva Bhagavati Bhakti Yoga Prayojita Janayate Ashu Vairagyam Jnanam Cha Yadahim. So, Gyan and Vairagya, they are two byproducts of devotion. पीछे बैठो पीछे पीछे बैठो. But actually, that is not a fact. So, bhakti is independent. Bhakti is aituki apratihata. But the result of bhakti is jnana and vairagya. So, jnana and vairagya are not so important, but bhakti, devotion towards the Lord, is more important. प्रेमञ्जान चुरित भक्ति विलोचनेन सन्ते हृदये विलोकयन्ति यं श्याम सुन्दरं गुणास्वरूपं गोविन्दमादिपुरुषं तमहं भजामि. So what is bhakti? Bhakti is seeing the Lord with so much love. Oh Lord, please take care of me. Please increase my devotion. Please arrange the situations in my life so that my devotion can increase. Yeah. So that is not a fact. Knowledge and renunciation are not important factors, but devotion is most important for elevating to Krishna consciousness. Actually, the cultivation of knowledge or renunciation, which are favorable for achieving a footing in Krishna consciousness, may be accepted in the beginning, but ultimately they may also come to be rejected. For devotion, this is dependent on nothing other than the sentiment or desire for such service. It requires nothing more than sincerity. So that's why in Nectar of Instruction, Prabhupada says that we should follow Ekadashi and festivals like Janmashtami and Gaur Purnima. Because that by that you can cultivate a spirit of detachment. Aisha, Aisha. Okay, Hina Mataji, can you read next paragraph? दादी मूवी बोल रही है दादी सुन लो Hmm. Very nice. Thank you, thank you. Hare Krishna. So bhaktya mam abhijanati yavan yaschasmi tatvata tatvato yata vishade tadhananta. So only a devotee knows Krishna, and only through devotion you can enter the kingdom of Krishna. This verse is there, and even in fourth chapter, Krishna is telling Arjuna, what is that verse? भक्तोऽसि मे सखाचति रहस्यं नियतम् स एवं मया हतेद्य योगप्रोक्ता पुरातन भक्तोऽसि मे सखाचेति रहस्यं हि एतदुत्तमम् स एव मया हतेद्य योगप्रोक्ता पुरातन. So I am giving you this knowledge because you are a friend and devotee to me. Yes. So only devotion can make us enter into the spiritual world, into the kingdom of God, not mental speculation and artificial austerity. So that's why Ekadashi and all should be kept to remember the Lord. The purpose of doing austerity is not to artificially prove something, but it is to remember the Lord, it is to decrease your material needs and then focus on bhajan. Increase your hearing, increase your reading, increase your chanting, and increase your services. So that is the main focus of Ekadashi because the potency is very high. The divine potency is very high in Ekadashi. In the 11th canto, 20th chapter, verse 32 and 33 of Srimad Bhagavatam, the Lord further instructs Uddhava. My dear friend, the prophets derived from fruit activities, austerities, the culture of philosophical knowledge, renunciation, the practice of mystic yoga, charity, and all similar auspicious activities are automatically achieved by my devotees. Those who are simply attached to me by loving service. So everything, whatever you can gain by moksha, by your fruitive activities, by your austerity, you can achieve by doing bhakti unto Krishna. These devotees have everything at their disposal, but they desire nothing outside of my devotion service. If ever a devotee should desire some material profit, like promotion to the heavenly planets or some spiritual profit to go to the Vakunthas by causeless mercy, his desires are very easily fulfilled. So all the desires, Krishna himself takes care of those. If you chant this Hare Krishna mantra for 12 years, 14 years, some amount is there, some crore names if you take, then you attain Siddhi. You desire, that will manifest. Only thing is you should feel purification in your heart. So actually, a person who is developing Krishna consciousness, and still has some attachment to material enjoyment will soon be freed from such a tendency by regularly discharging the action of a bona fide spiritual person. So even if you have some attachment, material service, just keep on following the guidance of the, then you will be good. You don't need to leave anything actually. You have to connect everything to Krishna. हमें कुछ तोड़ना नहीं है, हमें सब कुछ अनासक्तस्य विषयान् यथारम् उपयुञ्जता निर्बन्ध कृष्ण संबंधे युक्त वैराग्यम उच्यते. So we have to do yukta vairagyam, not falgu vairagyam. Everything should be. Okay, Pawan Ravu, can you read next paragraph? Hmm.